All right. Welcome, folks. So tonight we are going to do our first ever walkthrough of the Brick Check feature in the Brick Dynasty app. Pretty excited about this. We've talked about the app quite a bit. If you've been in our investing group for a while, then you know quite a bit about it and have hopefully enjoyed it this far. But now we're going to open it up to the public and see what happens. See if some people can kick some tires, give us some suggestions, and see how we can build it up and how many people we can help out and save a bunch of money. Good to see some people in here. Some familiar faces. Brick by Brick Together, Slurpee, Smokey, Steel Ghost coming in from the Discord. That's great. Mrs. Brick Dynasty hiding in the other room. Hello, Tanya. Let's see. Cool Han was in here earlier. That's great. All right. So we'll give it a second. Let some people trickle in a little bit more. And then we'll get rolling. I will make sure that this works. Somebody give me a shout if you can see the screen all right. Or will the app be available for us in the UK? No. And well, the app is available for you. The information is only in USD, and the stock checker will not serve any purpose for you because it's purely for US stores, Walmart and Target. At least at the moment. We'll see what happens down the road. As demand requires, we tend to build things. So we'll see what happens with that. All right. You guys see the screen all right? Somebody gives me a thumbs up somewhere. Tanya yelled from the other room or something. All right, there we go. Thumbs up. Beautiful. All right. All right. Yeah, so this is going to get a little interesting. It's my first time sharing in app mode through a PC, and sometimes things turn blue. So roll with me while we do that. All right. I don't like waiting, so there's 15 of you in here that I see so far. So we'll just answer some questions for people who come in late if we miss anything. But here we go. Let's get me off of the screen and see where we go here. All right. So this is our home screen, which hopefully you guys can see just fine. So when you first get into the app, this is basically what you'll see. This is a list of every Lego theme that there's ever been as far as we're aware. And sure, there's something missing because this list is endless. But there's a lot of cool stuff in here. We are working on populating everything. Let's see, we'll click around a little bit. Adventures, that one's fun. Yeah, so you see there's a couple things missing here and there. But let's see, Animal Crossing. All right, so there's a lot in here. It's more current, so we get a lot going on. As you click into things, you'll notice we have stock checkers for Walmart and Target, set information. If you are inward of the Discords, you can look at this. If you're not, just ignore this part for now. There's lots of Amazon data, product codes, shopping links, all of the goodies there. That is for basically everything that's current. Older stuff, we can't get that information. So we're working on filling in the basics. Where most of that is not relevant to a lot of people. We put it there because the data is useful for investing purposes. Beyond that, honestly, there's better apps. You know, for collectors, there's better things to be using there. That's not really why we built this. The useful things start here. So this information comes from BrickHound and BrickTap. A lot of you are familiar with them. BrickTap does a fantastic job of, kind of putting together a spreadsheet and categorizing things and whatnot. But it's a Google sheet. It's if you've worked with Google Sheets, you know that they're awful to work with, and they're just searching them sucks. Scrolling through is just miserable. So we put together this so you can filter by year, filter by theme, and really dig in and find what you're actually looking for. This is updated daily, provided there's anything to update. So obviously we're not going to change things for the sake of changing them, but every time there is an update, we make sure that it gets in here. Shout out to Mrs. Brick Dynasty for taking care of that. She stays on top of that. These two spots are old. These are things we're working on in the Discord side of things. So ignore that. But the filter's good. The furthest out we have is apparently 2030 right now. Now I'm curious what set that is. What do we have that's listed as 2030? All right. So some of the power function stuff has been pushed way out. So that's cool. Then from there, we have our history spot. This is kind of cool. So from all of your searches, which you could have done back here on the home page, and you'll do in Brick Leads, all of that shows up in here. So if you want to revisit things, it's pretty easy to find. Then we have this, which is new and needs to do a little bit of thinking. All right. I don't know what's going on here, and I'm impatient. So we will see what's going on here. Nice. What did I do? All right, hold on. We're going to stop sharing here for a second and figure out why that froze. Bear with me for a minute. Let's see. All right, tech diffs, good times. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. All right, now we're back. So we'll try this again. All right, so basically what Popular and Brick Dynasty does is it shows you what the top search sets are, and the top 3, and then the number 1. Scroll through here. All right, I don't know why this is crashing in this mode. I'm the best salesman. All right, let's try this. All right, so we're going to stay away from that one for next time. We'll do this again. All right, last try in this mode because it's being ridiculous. All right, so we'll move on to Brick Leads because apparently I keep breaking the other one. So this is what we're here for. This is, in my opinion, the greatest thing going. So what you're seeing here are sets that people have found in store at Walmart or Target and have shared their findings. So someone went into a Walmart a day ago, so yesterday, and they found the Desert Skiff and Sarlacc pit for 75% off on a shelf. So you see that, you're like, wow, I wonder what that costs around my house. So you click into it, come over here, it loads itself up. Click on the Walmart stock check button, and off you go. It does take a second. That's actually by design, so people aren't murdering it as they go through. All right, so you see here, the closest store to me has 0. Next closest store, 48, 65, 71. You'll see aisle numbers, how many sets are on the sales floor, and what they cost. Little disclaimer here while we're looking at it. 2, you have a chance of finding them. 1, it's not very good. 0, it'll be grayed out anyway. It's very important to see an aisle number. If you do not see an aisle number, the quantity you see could be lost, missing, whatever. In the back room, getting ready to be moved to an end cap. There's a million scenarios why it could not have an aisle number. Success rates are not very good without an aisle number, so it is important for me to mention that, because sometimes you'll see, quantity 10, and you'll be all excited. You'll go to the store, and there'll be none to be found, and then you look and see, oh, there's no aisle number listed. But if you do see one, success rates are very good. So you'll see as we scroll around, 71, 71, 79. Then you come down here, 4 on the floor at 50. It's a pretty good deal. So that's awesome. Now, with this, any set that is currently available at Walmart has that stock check button. So even if it's something here that, you scroll through, you don't like anything that's on the list, you want to check for something specific, you can go ahead and just type in a set number and just go ahead and search it, hit the button that way. People also have the ability to share prices of things that they found online. So RA, OA, just think, in store, out of store, more or less. Retail arbitrage and online arbitrage is what that's for. But you go over here, ideally, if people are hitting the toggle correctly, these are online prices. My screen is not changing? No. Oh, fantastic. All right. See, there's the delay between YouTube and actual streaming. Oh, that's right. All right. Fantastic. So let's try this. See, this is why it's nice to have the wife home. All right. We're seeing some movement now. Cam screaming in the comments. God. All right. Yeah. All right. Sorry, folks. We'll go back and, man, apparently during the replay, I'm gonna have to edit the hell out of this, which is never gonna happen. So yeah. So to have a quick visual of this, we'll go back quick. We'll show again. Sorry about that. So here, hopefully you guys can actually see the set on screen and the Walmart stock button. And some loading time. And all right, here we go again. All right, so here you see aisle numbers, sales floor numbers, and your prices. Sometimes, depending on the time of year, this is clearance season, so the numbers are lower. Other times of year, or for more current releases, you'll also see backroom numbers. We don't know necessarily how accurate those are. I don't think I've ever seen anybody ask for everything that was in the back room and really get it. But more often than not, from everybody that's actually come back and reported, if it says that there's backroom stock, usually somebody gets something out of there. So that's at least promising. We should mention that too. So for the sake of sharing these things to be found in that Brick Leads tab, we have this button right here. Very simple. Track a price. You click the button. you will see all of the prices that have been tracked in the past. And then if you are on the investing side in the Discord, you see fun numbers like this. We'll explain in a few minutes where those come from, but there is some interesting info there. If you were just in the brick check side, those lines should not appear, but just to explain why we're seeing them now. So you just click track a price. Very simple. Select where you are. If anybody is shopping regularly at any stores that you do not see in this list, feel free to chime in. We can add them anytime if you see something important. And then, so we'll pick Amazon just because it was under the cursor here. Price seen, add in whatever you want, and then just toggle whether it was in store or not. And then it'll just pop up here. We're not going to do that because we are not in a store and we are not finding anything currently, and I don't like screwing with the data. But that's where that is. If you go through this and, say you're, I don't know, wherever, you're somewhere that actually has a shopping link at the bottom, you buy something, you just got a delivery today, whatever, you can also click on this and you can add all of your information and actually add it to your personal inventory, which is kind of cool. And then let me figure out how to do this. All right, I need to get out of this mode because it's really annoying and I hate it so much. We're going to do this instead. So we're going to switch to ugly mode and get away from the phone because it's driving me crazy. Hopefully you guys can see this now. Yeah, looks like you can. All right. Now we're going to move over here and you can set up your own wish lists and your own collections in here. We get some sample stuff that I've thrown in that just never changes because it's example stuff. Some of these are cool ones that we found last year. Where did that go? Somewhere there was one that was awesome. Yeah, this at 30 was a really good deal. Everybody loves those dinos. So you can click in and you can see what you've spent, which is pretty cool. Add in all your information. So here's an example. You went into Walmart, you bought 30 of them at $300. It's pretty cool. And then you'll come over here, you'll see that your total cost, $900. If it's something that has a buy box and you're in the Discord side, you'll see some cool information like this. Buy box is currently 5x your cost, whatever. Otherwise, you'll just see what you've bought, what your total cost is. You'll get a collection total up here. You can actually export it to a CSV, which is kind of fun. That is basically the general breakdown there. Very simple app, not a lot of moving parts. We're not looking to be a giant collector situation. We are not looking to build, a community of any sorts. There's too many great ones out there. Here, we're going to stop sharing and move back here. All right, there we go. There's a lot of great Discord communities out there for collectors, whether it's Brick on Brick Tap, if you're on with ACOB, or you're in Stud City's Discord. There's a lot of great places to be and to just hang out, shoot the shit, talk Lego, whatever. We don't need to build that. You can go to the Brick app and you can build out your collection and share your Lego stuff there. All of that stuff's already been built. We are focusing on building something that is going to save people money. And that's the only place we want to put focus. So right now we've got the stock checker. We're continuing to try to put shopping links everywhere we can. There's going to be sale links in there coming soon, pending help. But that should be there by Q4 latest, I would say. So there's some pretty good stuff in there. Now for the part that I don't like, this is a subscription, unfortunately. The Brick Check portion. It's $5 a month. We can't possibly make it any cheaper. We had started off at 15. Once we get enough people in to basically pay the bill, then we drop the price to make it as affordable as possible for everyone to actually get some cool features and do some cool things. Should probably actually share a link for that. Would probably be useful here. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We're pretty proud of it. We are very much reliant on the people that are using it to make it better. I know some of you guys have been in the app for a while, and you've seen that we take feedback very seriously, and we put a lot of effort into making those changes. Yeah, I think that basically covers that. I'm going to try to find this now. There is. I'm going to get that link in here for you. 1 second. There is the link. I'll come over here. All right, there we go. The link to sign up is pinned in chat now. One thing I'm going to throw out there about this, and we kind of decided this on the fly today, because it is peak clearance season right now. And there's a lot of things going on, and we don't know what response is going to be to this, but we also don't want to put it out right now and have it be swamped and feel responsible for things disappearing right when we put it out. We're not sure how to gauge that. So what we're doing is we are opening memberships up now, and we are closing memberships come July 1st. We're going to close them for a month or so to wait out the rest of clearance season. So anyone who wants to jump in can do so now through, what we got here. It's a 30-day month. So you get till the 30th. No commitment. You get in, the price gets locked forever. You're at 5. If it goes up, you're still at 5. We're not going to bump anybody at any point in time. Maybe the price goes back up in the future as our expenses increase. I don't know. We can't do this for free. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good deal. If anybody's got any questions, I'm open to hear them. I think that's all I got. Make sure I actually have chat open. All right. All right. Well, if there are no questions from you guys, and that is where I end it. And I will clean this up for the recording, maybe. And I will talk to you all later.